Hey guys, what's up? It's Katy and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and it is Top 5 Thursday. So today we are going to be looking at the top 5 best options, in my opinion, for the International Women's Day Boss Rush 2021. So these are just who worked well for me. I'm sure there are others who worked well for you, so be sure to let me know in the comments below who you used for the International Women's Day Boss Rush. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this countdown started with the number 1 spot going to Archangel. Now, Archangel can handle a lot of these fights. He is really good for the Elsa fight, for this Black Widow fight, and if you play him right and you get decent RNG, he can handle my Storm Pyramid X. So Archangel does really well here. You can just slow play him with Storm Pyramid X. This Black Widow has stun vulnerability, and then of course Elsa is diss track. So, you know, Archangel, we all know, is king of diss track. So he can work well for the majority of these fights. He can handle at least 3 of these fights, which is always good to have one counter for multiple fights. The number 2 spot on the countdown goes to Warlock, and Warlock is really good for this Jubilee fight because you really need a power control champ for this fight because she gains power like crazy. So Warlock is an excellent option for this because he can handle power gain really, really well. So bringing in Warlock for this is what you need. Now, you do kind of want to slow play it a little bit, get the infections up, launch your special ones, power drain her, and that sort of thing, because she can get up to a special 3 like that. So Warlock can help mitigate that if you can play him appropriately and get her power drained. So, and just bait out the specials with her. You really want to be baiting out and punishing those specials, but watch the buff she gets because she can get unstoppable and that can riggedy wreck you. But Warlock is a solid option for this fight. He's not so great against the Storm Pyramid X fight, but he's a solid option for this fight. He can also work well against the Sorcerer Supreme as well because she does have that regen and that power gain. So he can handle that fight as well. So he is a solid option for that fight as well. The number 3 spot on the countdown goes to my boy Void, and Void, Void just really destroys this this Sorcerer Supreme. Now, he does work well against Storm Pyramid X if you slow play, let his intimidating presences line up, but Void is a solid option for this. He can help kind of control if you get Fear of the Void active or once you get the Petrify on Sorcerer's power gain, so kind of keep that in mind as you're going through here. He can also work for Jubilee, but you are going to be baiting a lot of specials when it comes to the Jubilee fight with Void. Warlock is a better option for that Jubilee fight, but Void is solid against Sorcerer Supreme and Storm Pyramid X as well. Just slow play those fights. Let those intimidating presences build up and do what they do. Get Fear of the Void on and it will be game over. Trust me, but you just gotta watch, especially with the Storm fight. Don't get yourself backed into a corner, otherwise that can end up not going so well for you. The number 4 spot on the countdown goes to Havok. Now, Havok is so good for this Tigra fight because not only is it the node where you do where you do damage off specials, right? But it's also got Psychic Thorns, and Havok is so good for Psychic Thorns because he won't take a lot of that damage back off of his hits because they're non-contact hits. So you got to keep that in mind. But Havok is so good for this. The life transfer here works really well too because if you do get clipped like I do right here, one special is gonna heal you pretty much all the way up, if not all the way up. But Havok is so good for these nodes because he does so much damage off of his specials. Now, you can either, you know, launch your special 3, or it's going to be really 2 special 2s, or 1 special 1 and 1 special 2 with the plasmas and the prowess build up. And Tigra is going to go down easy peasy. But Havok is so good for this fight. If you have a Havok, he's going to make this Tigra fight a lot easier. Just keep her at her special 1 and launch your specials with Havok, and it's just, well, game over for poor little Tigra. Number 5 on the countdown goes to Red Hulk, and I love Red Hulk. He's really, really good for this Sorcerer Supreme fight because he's tanky, he does a good amount of damage, plus he's really good against Mystics when it comes to building up those heat charges. So he can take a hit and he can give a hit. He's really good for this fight. If you have a Red Hulk, I highly suggest bringing him in for this, but don't drop your block like I did right there. But he is really good for this fight. You can even get some regen back off of him, and you can get some regen off of the armor breaks that she puts on, the slow that she puts on, and also the disorient that's on there. So if you run willpower, you will heal up a little bit from those. So, you know, it's kind of a nice little way to mitigate some of the damage, some of the block damage that you're going to be taking from this fight in baiting out her specials and getting her to throw those heavies. So, but Red Hulk is really good for this fight. It doesn't take a lot of hits with him. He hits really, really hard. Red Hulk is great for a lot of nodes to like safeguard because he can bypass them with his heat charges. Once you get him stacked up to 10 heat charges, he can do a lot of damage and he can really put in the work. And what's a countdown without an honorable mention? And this week's honorable mention goes to Sunspot because Sunspot just destroys this Elsa. I mean, the fight is over so quickly. Now, Archangel can handle this as well, but I mean, this fight is just a pure Sunspot fight. So if you want to bring in a fun champ to use against this Elsa, I highly recommend Sunspot. You've already got the Incinerate on the node, so that helps him out as well in dealing with his solar charges, but just build up those solar flares. You really only need 2 or 3 solar flare states and 1 special 2, and it's game over for Elsa. So get those incinerates on. That works so well with the diss track, but I mean, he just completely destroys this Elsa. But anyways, guys, that is it for this week's top 5 countdown. Let me know in the comments below, who were your top 5 best boss rush counters? Who did you find worked the best? Did you use the same ones I did, or did you use someone completely different? Let me know in the comments below and let's discuss. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching and enjoy this quick word from Kevin Smith.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and if you enjoyed the mediocre Mcoc video full of scrub gameplay, then show Katy some love by hitting like and subscribe, man. Katy don't ask for much. Katy did ask for this. Katy did. So do like Katy did and bug people and get you to like and subscribe, man. She's doing that Mcoc beautifully. Not mediocre. Katy!